Before I begin, Abu Al-Sahafi, we've launched a channel focused on anime summaries, so go check it out. I'm sure you'll like it. The first video will be uploaded today on the channel, so make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the series when it comes out. Watch it. The story begins on the planet Krypton, where there are explosions and gases, and the planet is about to be destroyed. Kal-El's father tells his mother they don't have time and need to hurry. He says, "Yuli, hurry up! You made me put the device in his ear." Kal-El, or Superman, is sent to Earth in a rocket, but a starfish appears on board as his planet is destroyed. Superman then lands on Earth. Raised by farmers, he grows up, becomes Superman after their deaths, fights with Batman, works at a newspaper, meets and marries Lois Lane, and they have a son named Superboy, or Jonathan. Anyway, the boy grows up and becomes strong. He starts to go out and waits for the right time to leave the house. He searches for her birthday gift. As a grown man and his friend's father, with his birthday tomorrow, he finds a box with a Superman suit. He says it's fine. He's Korean, so it's not an issue. He doesn't know his dad is a superhero and finds his gift. Before opening it, his dad comes home, so he acts unaware, like, "Wow, look at that fly." His dad then talks about his trip and tells him about ants discovering a strange phenomenon. Ants usually move based on the queen's offspring, but now all the ants are moving on their own, almost. Back in the day, son, if the ant queen died, the whole colony could be wiped out. But now, if the queen dies, it's no big deal. But Johnson doesn't care, just like you don't care. Dear viewer, his father asks him to help with chores. They milk cows, and Johnson tries to lift hay but is too weak. He's not like his father. His father's strong like the companions. So his father pretends to lift with him, and the day passes, and at night while they're sitting and looking at the sky, Johnson asks his father, "Why do you leave me for so long like that? What do you want? Journalism isn't about grades. How can you vanish for 2 weeks chasing a slingshot and odd people? I don't get it." But his father is hiding something and being patient. So he tries to understand and let it go. And Superman sees in the sky that the Justice League's watchtower is falling and crashing to the ground. So he leaves Johnson to handle the situation. He flies up to stop it from falling, finds a hole in the ship, and fixes it. Then he asks Saeed Tajreen, "What's going on exactly, Star Vigil?" He said to him, "Honestly, there's nothing, really. Everything is under control. But there was a rock that got stuck in the ship, and it was fixed." Superman, with a frown, leaves because there's a tsunami about to hit Japan in front of Jin. He hears a strange sound on the ship, goes out to check what it is, and then an alien creature attacks him. In a baseball game, he finds that only his mother showed up, even though his father had promised he would come. But it didn't make a difference, so he left after the game ended and an announcement was made afterwards. Otto locks himself in, and his father tries to stress the importance of his work, but Johnson ignores him. He escapes through Otto's window, destroys the governor's water tank in his sadness, then hides in the storeroom. His father finds him, removes his glasses, and reveals he's Superman. He says, "Dad, you really hit it well. I never guessed you were Superman just because of the glasses." Johnson is thrilled. He rides on his father's back as they fly together. Johnson smells something and his father jokes, "Aren't we too old for this?" Johnson replies, "No, that's just a smell." Believe it or not, Batman is down there, confused. He flies him a quarter of the way up just to show him. Johnson pities the city and asks, "Why isn't anyone helping them?" Superman says, "Look over there." He sees Batman with his head down, his followers being beaten. Batman then takes them to his headquarters. "Oh, really?" And Johnson is about to lose his mind from what he's seeing. But Batman's son, who is basically Robin, is acting like a real bully and messing with Johnson. When Batman says that Johnson showed power when he was stressed, so it might show up under any pressure, Robin pushes Johnson and almost makes him fall to his death if Superman hadn't saved him. So, it's clear that Robin and Johnson don't really get along after that. Not at all. Batman asks Superman about the watchtower, and Superman says Jean told him to call. Superman leaves Johnson at home and Johnson goes to sleep. Clark tells the boy he'll check the watchtower. The boy says something strange happened in Central and South America, with a suspicious drop in crime rates. There's not a single crime left in the city. Batman and Superman go to the watchtower, where Batman tells Superman to scan the area. Suddenly, Superman shouts that they need to leave immediately. As they look around, someone throws a starfish at them and it sticks. Again, a day at school, and naturally where there's a school or an American movie, there are bullies. But here, they're picking on Superman like he's just a typical high school student. Anyway, Johnson's friends push one of them who finds himself challenged from afar, so he thinks he has superpowers, but they just beat him up like it's nothing. Robin acts silly again, then later sits sadly in the Batcave because he wasn't included in the Teen Titans. Batman approaches and tries to get Starfish to touch him, but Robin senses it and stabs him. China. Batman suddenly chokes as another starfish emerges from his mouth and attaches to his face. He then attacks Robin, leaving Robin confused about why his dad is attacking him. Batman grabs him, throws him out of the Batcave, then plays a video of Cole Masumaman and asks, "Did you lock the door?" He says, "Yes, I locked it. Everything is under control." So Batman leaves. But we see that Robin is still alive and still hanging around in the Batcave. Later, Robin finds out that all the superheroes have been injured, except for the one who doesn't get tired. And who's that? Jonathan then goes out to save him before he gets hurt too. Robin tells Jonathan everything. Lois arrives and says, "Jonathan, go home." Robin replies, "This isn't your concern, that I'm possessed by an alien. We'd better run. Who was it?" Robin's plane arrives, but Lois jumps on. Jonathan lasers the Starfish's eye, freeing the plane so they escape. You could die, but then something appears. It says, "I'm the Starfish," and attaches to Lois's face. After Robin is hit, they go to Superman's hideout to identify the Starfish using an arm they found. Robin takes it from one of them. But Superman's dog, Krypto, attacks them and tries to bite them from behind. Superman's father arrives just in time to tell Krypto he's interacting with Superman's son incorrectly. Krypto then plays with him, while Robin notes their device-affected things, explains it, and scans the Starfish's arm. And they find out that these are minion creatures being produced by a being called Starro. He sends them to take control of all the inhabitants of the planet. They encounter the planet's inhabitants, and it turns out that he is controlling them. Shorson recalls his father's advice. If the queen dies, the colony collapses. So, killing Starro will destroy all its minions. So they decide at that moment to go into space, using Superman's ship, which he brought to Earth, to find a way to kill Starro. Robin and Shorson enter the control room and find Bella and the Teen Titans confronting them for betraying them. At this point, Starro's reflection appears and tells them, "You should be grateful. Humans were ruining the planet. But now, there are no crimes, no rich or poor. No environmental destruction, nothing." Kenzie Mabuli and Robin dislike what they hear and attack Starro, who is apparently Khaled Kenzie Mabuli's daughter. Abu al-Sahar also attacks Starro but is knocked down, and Starro orders his followers to kill them. But Shorson and Robin step up and take them out. Then Shorson realizes that the Starfish and its followers don't like heat, so they figure out how to survive. Starro, but as they leave, Batman and Superman appear. Batman hits Robin, and Superman hits Shorson. You already know they're much stronger, so they switch. Robin fights Superman because he's got him. Wearing a kryptonite ring, he punches Superman down and flips him over. Shorson says, "Who's stopping me with kryptonite too?" But then he gets punched as well. The guys literally fly, but don't make fun of them. No, not a man, but he arrives, attacks them, and Shorson finds the laser doesn't work. Then they decide together, him and Robin, that they send the Kurakila heroes on a ship to Earth. And they take the ship with them and Starro with everything in it, and they destroy it because they entered the atmosphere in an emergency slow entry. So the heat will be very high. The friends ask what Starro's weakness is, and it's heat. Starro finally dies, and control is taken away from the people of Earth and the Kurakim invader at that moment. Superman boards the ship, rescues Johnson and Robin. Batman is proud of Robin's son, and Superman is proud of Johnson. Suddenly, Starro descends from space and claims he survived the explosion. Batman and his son, plus Superman and his son, fry him and return to space, causing his atmosphere to burn up for the second time. The one who has to talk, in the baseball game, Johnson's game, his father is there, and it's known that he's Batman, and thank God he wins. Naturally. You're just sitting there, and Batman is sitting there. It's normal. I can beat anyone. My friend, with that, I can tell you, Toto, the story is over.